Hey everybody, welcome back to Big Anklevich on Toys. We're doing another episode of Cheap Toy Hunting. And here before you, you see the beginnings of my army. I've never been an army builder. Usually one of each guy is plenty. I have to admit that I do think that the videos and pictures and stuff that I've seen of armies are very cool, but I generally don't have the money to spend to create an army, to buy the same figure 6 times or more. But sometimes fate smiles upon you, and this was one of those times. Just the other day I was at Ross, and I go there pretty often. I walked in the door, went back to the toy section, and I saw that they had a Snowtrooper. But they didn't just have a Snowtrooper, they had a troop of Snowtroopers. They were all just $3.99 a piece. There was 6 of them, and I thought, okay, $3.99 a piece, 6 of them, that's 24 bucks. That's like the same price as basically one figure, and I can get 6. And I agonized over the decision for a moment, and then I thought, nope, I'm doing it. I'm getting it. I'm gonna have an army. I thought of how cool these would look as part of my Christmas display. If you've seen the Christmas video that I did earlier on, you can see some of the stuff that I did for Christmas last year, and now I've got 6 Snowtroopers that I can add to it. I'm pretty excited about these guys because I've always thought Snowtroopers were cool, and make a Black Series version of them and they're gonna be doubly, triply cool because they're gonna be super detailed. It's funny too, because just a few weeks ago I complained about Princess Leia looking like she'd joined the clan. Now I've got the figures that basically have clan hoods on. Yikes, it's getting worse. Anyways, let me pop these guys open and set them up here. Okay, so here we go. They're all set up. If you didn't grow up with Star Wars like I did, then maybe you're not geeking out at just how cool that this looks, but I think this looks so cool. Each one of these guys comes with a backpack, a rifle, and also a regular Stormtrooper gun. There's all of these Stormtrooper guns. Let me just throw them out there so you can see them. Those are the standard Stormtrooper blasters. They come with those as well. I think the Leia that I had on Cheap Toy Hunting a little while ago also came with that blaster. So I'm flush with guns now because you don't really use a rifle and a blaster, one in each hand, like your Chow Yun-Fat in a John Woo movie. It just doesn't work that way. So I've got a bunch of extra blasters now that I can set aside and use for whatever. That's cool. Gosh, these guys look great. It's interesting because you can see how weathered they look. Like if you look at their hoods and their chest pieces and whatever those are, cod pieces, I don't know, their crotch armor, their gloves, their knee pads, those are all a bright white. But then the rest of their clothes is kind of a off-white, like almost a tan or maybe even a peach color, like they're pretty dirty. And then you look at the bottom of their capes and their boots, and they're super grungy and dirty. They look super realistic. It's funny, my podcast co-host, Rich Outfield, was just telling me that he caught his nephews out in the sandbox playing with his Snowtrooper, and they were burying it and, you know, having themselves a good time. And he said, okay, but when you're done, you take it inside and wash it off really good, okay? And so they did. And he's just like, they did not do a good job washing this off. This thing is dirty as heck, man. So he called me to make sure that that's how it was supposed to look. He's like, pull out the ones that you just got and tell me, are they this grungy and awful? And yeah, they are. And it looks, I don't know, I think it looks great. It looks like they've been tromping through the snow and the mud, and they've just got a bunch of gunk on their once pristine white clothes. And if you look at their guns are super cool too. The rifle is anyways. The Stormtrooper gun is pretty standard, but look at the dry brushing on the guns. Let me see if I can bring one a little closer so you can see it better. If you look at that dry brushing, they have just all these really cool silver dry brushing accents on the gun. Now, can I stand them back up? dynamic pose. May not be able to return to its place. Come on. There we go. I win. So I've got this great troop of Snowtroopers. The funny thing is, once I did that, I thought, oh crap, okay. So I can set them up at Christmas time with a bunch of snow. I can get maybe that fake snow, which I have a bunch of. The little mat that you roll out that's made of like the pad you put inside of a blanket or something like that. So I've got myself some of that, and I could put that out, and you know, they could be walking on that on the shelf. But I gotta have a Darth Vader, right? I mean, like, if you're gonna have a bunch of Snowtroopers, Darth Vader has to be like walking in the middle of them. And I was talking not last time, but the time before on Cheap Toy Hunting, I had a Obi-Wan Kenobi, and I just thought, oh, well, maybe what I need to do is get a Darth Vader that I can put with him. And I didn't have a Black Series Darth Vader yet. Mostly I've only heard bad things about them. I know that there was the first one that they put out that had that really mopey, kind of sad hound dog kind of look to his face. And then there was the one where he has like the translucent head because he's in the middle of being electrocuted while he throws the Emperor off down in the pit. But then they came out with that 40th anniversary one where, from what I understand, they fixed all the issues with his head. He looked good. But then it came with this stupid stand. And they wanted a giant box with one figure in it and I guess a stand, and they wanted $40 for it. Okay, the figure is worth $20 to begin with, but there is no stand that's going to be worth $40, particularly not the stand that they provided you with, which was this kind of cheesy, kind of throwback looking, vintage 70s kind of style. They have one side of the stand has pictures of all the original figures, and then the other side has a picture of an X-Wing on it. So I didn't buy that figure. Nobody else bought the figure either. I did wait for a long time as it went down on clearance. It went from 40 to like 35 and then down to 25. And I started thinking, okay, maybe next time I'll get it. And I think I even saw it at 15 at one point, and I thought, do I tempt fate and see if I can get it one more level? And I guess I did, because I never did get that figure. But after I got these guys here, I felt compelled to get myself a Darth Vader to go with them. So I got on Amazon and I found that figure, that one that came out with the stand. And somebody was selling it for like $17.50. So it was a relatively good deal. It was nothing close to $40. So I went ahead, pulled the trigger, got it, and now I've got a Darth Vader. So this is the Darth Vader that I got. He's pretty cool. He comes on the vintage card back with the Kenner logo on it and everything. And it's a good looking figure. He came with this stupid stand, which I'm not gonna use this thing. It is silly. On this side, you got the picture of the X-Wing, which is kind of cool. On the other side, you have this kind of cheesy picture. You can flip it around so that the stands and the peg holes, or the pegs, are on the other side. But why would you want to? I don't know. I mean, it's kind of cool art, I guess, but I'm not going to display my figures on something like that. It's corny. And the fact that they wanted $20 for this, maybe there's a certain segment of the population that's older than I am that remembers well 1977 and the early bird kit and all that goofiness that went on with the Star Wars toys that I don't remember, and so I don't have the nostalgia for it. And maybe that's what this is for, is the people that have that nostalgia. The little pieces on the bottom here, these things are kind of cool. They have that kind of Death Star look. So maybe you could use them for something. I mean, they do have pegs on there, so they could be stands. You can fit, it looks like 3 figures per stand. There might be something that somebody could do with this. Maybe even I can find something to use the stands for. But mostly I'm gonna pull that thing apart and chuck it. And I guess I'll keep the 4 little stands at the bottom. What I really wanted was the Darth Vader to put together with my army of darkness. My army of awesome Snowtroopers. So let me pull Darth Vader out and we'll pose them together. Check this out. Doesn't that look so cool? I know that Darth Vader never got out his lightsaber on Hoth or anything, but you know, he's got a lightsaber, so I'm gonna make him hold it. But this is a really good Darth Vader, like the cape. Oh, it's nice and huge, and it just billows out really far. Yeah, you put it together with these Snowtroopers, and gosh, this looks great. This is a really cool looking thing, and I'm stoked that I was able to find all these Snowtroopers for so cheap, $4 a piece. I recommend you head out to Ross and look, because I've been seeing them there. Well, I haven't, but people have been seeing them there for several months, and I just happened upon them now and got 6, but I'm sure more will be coming, and they are great figures. Probably you could still easily get this Darth Vader on Amazon for $17.50 or whatever it was that I paid for it as well. This is a great looking thing. I need to take some pictures of this, post them on Instagram. I'm excited about Christmas this year. This is going to be so cool when I put these guys up. Yeah, the great thing is all of these guys here cost me less, about $40. We'll say that. It's probably like $41, $42. $42, that's generally what you would pay for 2 figures. I've got 7. So man, yeah, hit the Ross and pick yourself up some cool stuff if you can. Because yeah, it seems like that wave where all the figures were in the 30s, because I think Leia was 30 and Obi-Wan was 32, or vice versa. And then these guys are all number 35. I'm assuming that's from the same wave. And yeah, that wave is in the Ross right now, and it is cheap. I may even keep looking myself and see if more of these Snowtroopers show up. Maybe I can have a larger army yet. 6 of them looks really cool. How good would 600 look? Anyway, thanks for watching Cheap Toy Hunting. I hope you enjoyed yourself. If you liked the video, click the thumbs up down there and comment. Let me know what you found, what stuff you've come across that's cheap and cool. If it's something we can still get, especially let us know so we can all run out and get it before it disappears from the store. Or if it's just, you know, a historical thing that you got for a really great price. Almost all of my toys I've gotten for much less than their manufacturer's suggested retail price was. Yeah, let us know what you got. Also check out my podcast. It's called the Dunesteef Audio Fiction Magazine, and Rish Outfield and I give you stories that you can listen to. They're science fiction, fantasy, horror stories. They're perfect for about the length of a commute to work. Or maybe you're doing your chores, you're folding the laundry or something. I listen to podcasts a lot when I'm folding laundry because my hands are busy and my eyes are busy, but my brain is definitely not busy. Thanks for watching, everybody, and I'll see you again next time.